Hello everybody, it's Mary with Stamps-N-Lingers, and it is Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, I'm pretty certain. And we've still got internet. The storms are in a lull right now, so that's a good thing. And so we are going to do a fun little video tutorial. And let me just make sure we're doing what we're supposed to be doing over here onto the side. I'm going to refresh my screen over here on the computer that you can't see. And we'll see what we can do about making sure that I can see comments as y'all join up. Okay. All right. Hey, Rosie. Glad you could join. I appreciate you. Hope you're having a really good week and are ready for the weekend, which will be exactly the same as the week was. But, you know, hey, a weekend is still a weekend. Hey, Kathy. Hey, Stephanie. How are you? Hope things are going well out there in Ohio and Southern California for Kathy. Hi, Marianne. You were just looking for me, huh? Well, I was a little late. I was playing around with the phone and the computer and all that stuff, and I was a little late. Hi, Pam. Hi, Nan. Thank you for joining. All right, so out on the Demonstrator Planning Place, which is a Facebook group, a very talented lady named June Dunn recently posted a picture of her card that she had made using the honeybee set. Now, first off, let me just say, the honeybee set, I am nearly devastated to say, is retiring. I cannot believe it, but both the stamp set and the dies are retiring. And that means if you don't have them already, you really ought to get them post-haste. Do remember, all things on the retiring list are while supplies last, with the exception of the stamps. And the stamp sets, because we make them ourselves, they will continue further on, and pretty much you can count on them being around through the end of May. But everything else is while supplies last, and by everything else, of course, I mean the dies, which have these wonderful bees in them. So if you were hoping that this was going to carry over, hope no more. It is not. All right. Okay, so what she did is she took the honeybee, the hive, which is actually probably a skep, and she stamped it and then cut it out and made it the backside of a northbound elephant. How cute is that? I mean, seriously. Hey, Kathy. I know, Rosie, right? Hi, Tish. How are you? Appreciate you joining today. So I decided to make just a little hello, how you doing kind of a card, since that seems to be a relatively, well, it's kind of an important thing right now, right? Everybody is having a hard time for one reason or another, I think, and a sweet little card like this would be fun. So I decided to make it into a gate card with the belly band, and I just made the front like so, and then it opens up to say, "Thinking of you, sweet friend." Got a little bit of, I don't know what there. And of course, I have my matching envelope. All right, so pretty simple. A gate card is really, really easy. We've talked about that. So let us go ahead and make us an elephant. Now I can tell you, actually the hardest part of turning a bee skep into an elephant is making his tail. So when we get to his tail, you're just gonna have to excuse me. It takes a second to make, and it makes my fingers all fumbly, but we can do it together, okay? Thank you. Hey, Karen. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Sylvia. Appreciate you joining today. How are you? Our newest Critters and Creatin' crew member. Okay. Hey, Terry. All right, so let's go ahead and set these things aside. And the first thing we're going to do is make our gate card. So what did I tell you the last time we made a gate card? The most important thing, if you are attempting to make a card that can still be put into a medium size or A2 envelope, is that the dimensions of the finished card, once all folded up, remain 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, okay? So that means that the center needs to be 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, okay? So then whatever you have left to cross over is where your dimensions are. So this is a regular old 5 1/2 by 8 1/2 piece of smoky slate cardstock, and all you got to do is you've got 8.5 inches, take 4 1/4 out, so you've got 4 1/4 left, divide that in half. See, this is why you had to do math in the elementary school, so you could make a gate card when you started stamping. So we are going to score at 2 1/8 from the left end and 2 1/8 from the right end. So 1, 2 1/8, which if you prefer to read from left to right is actually 6 3/8 from the left end. So 2 1/8 and 6 3/8. And right there is all the hardness of making a gate card. Easy and also peasy. Okay, we're just going to fold that. Do take the time to make sure that your scores were straight, and if they weren't, help it out a little bit and get it straight so that your gate becomes a gate. Okay, done and done. Easy and peasy. Okay, now Mary, in Mary's world, pink and gray go together like white and rice, okay? Like peanut butter and jelly, like chocolate and peanut butter. Like, boy, a lot of things go with peanut butter. Huh, who knew? So I used Blushing Bride as my pink choice. And I've got a couple of pieces that apparently I did not cut. So let me cut them. Let me cut them for you. So y'all, just so you know, I cannot tell you a lot. Okay, like I can hardly even actually tell you much of anything. But what I will tell you is, 1, the new in colors are amazing. And 2, the new catalog is amazing. And I love it very, very, very much. And I think that you are as well. Now, you know, I am pretty certain I cut these pieces, but okay, so we're going to use a slightly different pattern because I, like so many people, am running out of this paper, and I don't have more of that gingham. That gingham. That's different than gangman style. So I think we'll use, let's go ahead and use this one. I like it pretty good. Yeah, we can do that. Okay, so let me put this aside. And we're going to cut. So my gates are 2 1/8 inch wide. So my mats are 2 inches by 5 3/8. And so this piece needs to be 1 7/8. 1 7/8. By 5 1/4. Okay, so an 1/8 of an inch off. So let's see if that works out the way I think it's supposed to. If it doesn't, I'll have to rethink my math. Oh, look at that, it worked out. Okay, now this is quite tone on tone because I'm using Blushing Bride cardstock and the Blushing Bride DSP, right? And that's good. I like it because what I really want people to see when they look at the front of this card is that heffalump. Okay, so another one, 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. And you have to say it like that. You have to say 5 1/4. And let me put this aside. Okay. Okie dokie. How many more times do you think I'll say and? That was weird. That's not it. This is it. Okay. And then we'll just mat it up. Hi, Barbara from Conroe, Texas. Hi, Amy. Nice of you to join. I appreciate you coming. We're busy making an elephant out of a bee skep. Yep, it's true. That's what's happening. It's like evolution, only way not very possible. Okay. And we're just using a little liquid glue to adhere my DSP panels. You guys, just so you know, there is, of course, new DSP in the new catalog, but these designs, these paper designs, so the gingham and the scripty, that's gone. That happens every year. They change the patterns in the DSP. The new DSP patterns are very nice, but if you really like the script and the gingham, then you need to get it now because it'll go away. And as you know, the 2018-2020 in color DSP pack is already gonski. The brights are already gonski. Won't be a minute before the rest of them are gone as well. And that reminds me, if you still have not replenished your stock of your favorite 2018, 2020 colors, you need to get that. Okay, so now all I'm doing is just using more liquid glue to adhere these matted panels to the front gates. Shut the front gate! No, that just came to me right then. Hi, Letitia. Oh, Jean is watching with you. Hey. Glad you ladies could join me today. I appreciate that. Okay. And uno más. See, I'm practically bilingual. All right, I heard today you have to now social distance your pets because now kitties are coming up with coronavirus. And you know, they keep talking about, they keep using domestic cats and the big cats at the zoo in the same breath, but I always thought, in fact, I had heard and been told and was pretty certain it was true because I'd heard it probably on the internet, that big cats are in the dog realm more like dogs than they are like cats. So to me, what that tells me is that if dogs, or if cats and little cats and big cats that are more like dogs can get coronavirus, then your dog could get coronavirus too. So let's have him not be overly friendly these days. Okay, I have a 1-inch piece strip of a Blushing Bride, and I'm just going to wrap it around my card and trim off the excesso. This would make an adorable baby card. Absolutely would. You could use the Wildly Happy with it. It would be really cute. And oh, by the way, Wildly Happy is carrying over. Okay, so now I'm just going to use some liquid glue here and adhere my band in place. I've done these for you guys too many times, haven't I? You already know how to make a gate card, which means that you guys can make gate cards out of almost any card front design, and then, you know, go for it because they're so easy. But the people getting them don't know how easy they are, now do they? So you'll be like a rock star. Okay, now I took my second to largest stitched shapes, stitched so sweetly rectangle. Oh, by the way, I was so happy that this and So Sentimental crossed over into the light, carried over. Crossed over, that's funny. I don't care who you are. Carrie is carrying over because this is like the world's best die set. It really is terribly, terribly awesome. I love it quite a lot. And so you can see it is this die, second to the largest. All right, so you'll be able to get this in the new catalog. And I'm going to just do a little bit. To make my elephant, I used Smoky Slate cardstock and Basic Gray ink. Okay, so I stamped the skep in Basic Gray ink onto the Smoky Slate cardstock, and I cut it with the matching die in the Detailed Bees die set. Okay, I also stamped it a couple more times because we're going to make ears out of the punch in the heart punch pack, and these are carrying over as well. So remember, this punch pack has 2 hearts. One is a little bit bigger and it has a scalloped edge, and then this slightly smaller one has the smooth edge, and that is the one that I'm going to use to make my hearts, my ears. Okay, so all you want to do is, after you've stamped it, is you want to get as much of the, you can see that I'm going to have a little gap here, but that's okay because it's going to tuck behind his little butt and then you won't see him. Okay, so let's go ahead, make sure I'm lined up, and we'll cut one ear. Don't worry, it did not hurt him at all. And then we're going to cut a second ear. I saw this card and I just thought it was so stinking clever and cute that I had to make one for you guys. Okay, so there are 2 ears. Who knew an ear could be so easy? And then we're just going to take another one that I cut, or I stamped, and I'm going to just kind of freehand a trunk. Okay? I mean, you know, a trunk is not that critical. Just have to do a little cut in there, and just going to cut the top, kind of like a little trunk nose, and then that is going to be his trunk. So do a quick dry fit. His trunk is going to be like that. And then his ear balls are going to be like this. And then his badonkadonk is going to be like that. And all of a sudden, 2 hearts and a bee-skip and a fussy cut, freehand cut strip becomes an elephant. Seriously cute, right? I'm sorry, but that is just so cute. All right, let's see if we can pick this up and set this aside. And I'm just going to get him a little more squared away on here and get his ears where I want them. Get his ears where I want them. And his schnoozle where I want it. You do need a schnoozle coming from the middle, otherwise it looks like he's broken it. Just saying. Well, come here. Okay, get under there. And you kind of want to do a little dry fitting because that's going to tell you where to put your sentiment. And then we're going to adhere the ears in place and the trunk in place, and then we're going to add the badonkadonk. That's what I'm calling it. That's the southbound end of a northbound elephant, aka his badonkadonk. Okay, that's close enough. Close enough, I tells ya. All right, thank you, Jean. Thank you, Marianne. So I'm just going to adhere these in place with some liquid glue. Yeah, like I said, when I saw this, I was like, oh yeah, I'm totally making that. Totally making that. I had to do a little modification because there were some things that I didn't have. I think they might be retired, and you know I don't keep those things. So there we go, and then we can pop his badonkadonk on there. But first, I'm going to let that dry. I'm going to stamp a sentiment, and it is a sentiment from the honeybee set. You could absolutely do a baby theme here, would be perfectly adorable. But I'm just going to go with hello. And we're going to stamp it right there. Hold it a beat so that you get a good image. And then put your ink away. If it's a baby shower, his trunk could be spraying water. When you make that card, I want to see it. I'm just saying, I want to see that card because that is going to be some kind of cute. I want to see how you make water spray. All right, now I'm going to use some of my little, not that one because that one's annoying, my dimensionals to pop up his butt. That didn't sound so good, sorry. To pop up this shape, this bee-skep shape. And then we can adhere this. Thank goodness his butt's going to go there because I just got pink on there. Gosh. I am such a piggy wiggy, I tell you. Just makes me crazy how much of a piggy wiggy I am. Okay. Yes, Donna, you are correct. There are a lot of new dies coming. I tell you what, you know, sometimes I hear complaining that we make too many stamp sets and dies with flowers. But here's the thing. We really like flowers. Most of us really like flowers, and we like to put flowers on our... okay, there goes his butt. All right, there. I have to hold my mouth just right, so hang on just a second. There we go. Okay, now he's an elephant, and I cut a little tiny flower with the Garden Gate dies. Now you could make this flower any color. It's a this happens to be a piece of Poppy Parade paper from the Peaceful Poppies DSP, which is also going away. If you don't have that, get it. I'm just saying. And I cut it with that little die in the Garden Gate die set, which is actually carrying over. You can never have too many flowers. You see? That's right. I know, Diana. I know. It's really. I was pretty amazed that this one went away. I was pretty amazed because I really, really like it. It's so cute. We're just gonna put that at the top of his little trunk there. Okay. Now we're gonna go ahead and set him aside, and I'm gonna make the part that I told you was the hardest part of turning a bee skep into an elephant, and that is making a tail. So let me see if you can see this. Can you see what that is? That is like a little tassel of silver metallic thread, and it's got a little tiny white bow made out of solid white baker's twine and a champagne rhinestone, which, oh, by the way, is in the new catalog, just saying. Probably shouldn't have told you that, but I had to because I know you are anxiously awaiting that. Okay, so here is my very, very precise technique for making a metallic thread tassel. I'm going to start with some metallic thread, and then I'm going to just make some loops. It does not matter how many. I think I made 4. So let's make 4. Okay? And then we're going to cut that. And then we're going to squish it together. And actually, it kind of makes it a little easier if you twist it a little bit, but that also can make it harder. Okay, so just squish it together. And then use your reverse tweezers that I am certain y'all have gone and bought. And then we're going to take another length of this. My goodness, that's going every which direction. Every which way from Sunday. It's going everywhere. Okay, and then we're going to tie that in a knot right above our tweezers. And if you guys are going ooh and ah, or oh my gosh, I can't believe you're doing that. I can't see it because I'm intently focused on making my silver metallic thread tassel. Wait, I'm gonna take a glance over. Here I go. Clever use of the bees. There you go. Yes, thank you to June Dunn for coming up with this, because I would have looked at that skip forever and a day and never seen elephant badonkadonk. Okay, so when that is tied off, you can just cut the excess. And I can tell you that when I wasn't being scrutinized on a video, I didn't use quite so much extra, but I really needed to be able to make a bow in less than 2.5 hours. And so then you see you have a bunch of loops, right? Now just cut the bottom, and now you have a tassel, which is now going to be an elephant tail, okay? So let me bring Mr. Elephant Tail over here, and I'm going to take a glue dot right here. Oh, water spray for, oh yeah, that would be good. That would be good water, certainly would. Okay, and I'm just sticking that right where I think the top of his tail would go. Makes sense, right? And sticking my tassel on. And then I'm going to make a little tiny bow with the solid white baker's twine, and I'm going to use the rabbit ears technique. Maybe. My fingers are fatter than the rabbit ears, which is never a good thing, but that's okay. We'll get it. Okay, there we go. One bow, and then we're going to play with it. And you know as well as I do that baker's twine can be just a little persnickety because it wants to twist. And I see demonstrators put them on, bows on that are all twisted all the time, and I think that is so cute. And then when mine twists, it makes me nervous as a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs. Okay, so there we go. And I'm just going to add another little glue dot right there. And I've squished it a little bit, and I'm sticking it right on the top there. And then there goes his little tail bow, a tail bow. And I've pulled out some of my champagne jewels. Let me see. I wanted a medium size one. Don't have a medium size one. Well, guess I'll open a new pack. Gosh. Good thing I had a new pack, huh? Well, a semi-new pack. It's so new I can't even get it open. I know I did it, right, Kathy? Phew, I did it. These are the things that stress me. Bows in public, even more so than math in public. Okay, and I'm just sticking him right there. Whoops, not right there. Come here. Come here. Come here, you persnickety little jewel. There we go. There we go, and there's his little tail, and that's too long of a tail. That looks more like an American saddlebred tail than an elephant tail, so I'm gonna snip him off there a little bit. Preferably without cutting his butt. Don't want to cut his butt. Okay, get right down there. Okay, and then I'll take one of the small rhinestones, and I'm gonna put it right in the middle of the flower. Okay, and all that is left to do for this card front is adhere the decoration to the belly band. Hey, Denise, thank you for joining. Thank you so much for the kind words. This is a shameless case from June Dunn. She's a demonstrator and posted her cute card out on the demonstrator planning page. And I just straight up stole it. Well, not the gate card. Hers was not a gate card. There it is. That's the complete and total difference. Mine is exactly the same except that it's different. Okay, so now let's go ahead and make the innards. We'll leave that like that to think about itself for a second. And I'm just going to stamp the second sentiment from the honeybee set in Blushing Bride. Now remember what I've told you. I try, when I get ready to use a stamp for the first time in a minute, I stamp it on my scrap paper to be sure that when I put the sticker on, I put it on, well, right side up and not cockamamie. So this one is pretty good, so I ought to just be able to make it straight. Again, holding it for a beat, like so. Perfect. We'll take it. And then, sticking with my monochromatic color scheme, I'm going back to my basic gray, and I'm going to stamp. One of the fun things about this honeybee set is it gives you two flowers, perfectly curved opposite each other, so that you can use them on corners of your cardstock. And I'm going to just put that right there. And while I have it out, I'll do my envelope, because that's on the front. Okay, and then I'll take the other curvy one, the anti-curve, the opposite curve, and stamp over here. And do the same right here. Okay, and we'll close that. Don't think you like that sentiment. Well, it could be like a Southern bless your heart. You don't know. So you just have to think about who you're sending it to. All right, and I am using my dark petal pink Stampin' Blend to color my little flowers. All right, you guys, there's been a lot of questions about the Stampin' Blends. You saw that they were actually, you saw them on the retired list. So here's the thing. Stampin' Blends are not retiring. No, no, no. What you're seeing is that they're repackaging the blends, and they will come back with a different item number. So in the world of Stampin' Up! Inventory management, that means that the older ones, which are identical to the new ones but packaged differently, are retiring. So do not panic, but it's a good time to go ahead and get your stash built up. And we also do have, there are blends in the new in colors, so that's nice. We had a few extra blends show up. And let's see, let's finish off the inside of the card. I'm just going to adhere this to my Blushing Bride matte. And then we'll put it on the inside of the card, and that's gonna pretty well put paid to this one. I like a gate card because it's easy. And it's easy, and yet it doesn't always look easy, right? Oh wait, this isn't it. I think that one's probably already got something in it. Where's my card? Here it is. Oh wait, no. That's this one. This is that one. Oh my gosh, I've completely lost all of my cards. I don't know what I'm doing. I have too many cards. There's one. There's one that doesn't have an innards. Let's do that. Here we go. All right. And we're just going to put this in here with some liquid glue. Did you guys see that snail is going away? We have a new and improved runner-based adhesive. Glue will still be here. I'm not going to tell you its name, but I can tell you it looks like it's going to be a good one. So if you've got a bunch of snail rollers and you want to get adhesive refills, this would be a good time to do that. Okay, so there's the inside. And then we'll put our belly band back on, like so. Okay. Now here's the thing, when you make your belly band, you don't want to wrap it so tightly that you can't slide it on and off, okay? So it needs to be tight enough that it'll kind of hold in place, but not so snug that you can't get it on and off. All right, so it's a fine line. It's a very delicate, creative process that you have to follow. And I'm going to actually go ahead and use my, my last little bit of gingham. Y'all say a little silent goodbye, Blushing Bride gingham. It was wonderful knowing you, because this is all of it I've got. But yes, wouldn't this be cute? You could make this with a yellow theme or a green theme or a blue theme if you wanted to stay generic, gender neutral as it is. And make this a baby card would be really, really cute. Really, really cute. It would be so cute. We wouldn't even know what to do, how cute it would be. All right, and here we go. Thanks, guys. El Tushi. Yes, I think you might have mixed a couple of languages there, Daryl. Just saying. Maybe Tushi, is that French? I don't know. See, every time you look at that stamp, you're going to see an elephant butt, which is good because otherwise, how would you ever think outside the box? I don't think that far outside the box like that. I see people making creative things all the time, and I'm like, how did they ever even see that? I totally didn't ever even see that. Okay, there we go, guys. 2 gate cards with adorable little tushy butts of little elephant badonkadonks. All right, so guys, I will be back on Saturday. It'll be on the Facebook page, not the YouTube page. So Facebook at 7 p.m. on Saturday. And I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your week. If you're in the line of thunderstorms coming or bad weather, please stay safe. Y'all stay healthy, stay safe. Do not stop social distancing. I don't care what your governor tells you. Stay home for a little while longer, okay? See you guys in a bit. Thanks. Bye-bye.